Hey everybody, how y'all doing? How you doing? I know we're 10 minutes late because I had to get him set it so everything. How y'all doing today? Welcome to Jarrett Talks interviews as I interview people that have their own YouTube channel or a business. Tonight, this is not a ordinary interview, and I know his brother almost 19 years, and he pretty much like my coworker, big brother, and we know him from for a while, and he decided to get on the YouTube train and like want to start his own stuff. So, we shall tell the people that don't know about you how how you start your YouTube journey.
Okay, so my name is Rashad. And basically my YouTube channel is it's called Lucid Visions 86. I'll probably put it in the chat at some point, or maybe you could do that, Jared. And so basically
I
what
got my
it
I
is
got my
is
I got my Maya coming in a little later on. They'll for you.
okay, cool. So basically what it is, I always had a passion, right? So one of my passions is flying drones. And it was something that I kind of like stumbled upon. I ain't really like put too much thought into it. I said, man, I just want to find a hobby. But when I started doing it, man, I was like, I really love doing this. And what it is that I love going to like different parks and different areas and everything like that. And I like videography and photography.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to start, really getting out here and flying it around and everything, looking at different views. And a lot of views you can't really see. Of course, just being on like a regular human level, like, you can only see like a bird's eye view. And from that point on, it kind of like, I want everyone to kind of see the kind of vision that I have and see this it's like almost like art. So that's what kind of like got me into doing it. And it's something I enjoy doing, even down to like editing. I love editing, and I love it, man. It's a deep passion of mine. And at this point, I'm actually studying for my FAA pilot license to operate it.
Were you kind of nervous when you start doing this? Was it after? It is after uh you you left Kroger and you decide you want to find something to do instead of like being home by yourself, trying not be bored. Was the drone was a passion before you started? Before you went?
Well, I'm an old man, so I don't even think drones were really like a big thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this actually became like a hobby within like the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And what had basically where it started from, like I had a passion for it, but kind of just a side note. So I got injured at work, right? So I got injured at work. I wasn't able to walk, so I'm pretty much at home doing nothing,
Right,
right?
right, right,
So
right,
now your mind wanders like, okay, you know what I want to do. I can't walk, I can't drive, and everything like that. But
right.
this is like I said, what, let me just try. I bought a drone. I went on there. I had like several drones before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I found like a somewhat like professional drone that could take good quality videos, and I purchased one online. I think it got here within like maybe a few days. The only thing I was really nervous about was crashing it, because you
Right,
think
yeah,
about something that you spending almost $1,000 on. You definitely don't want to tear it up.
right.
So I was nervous when it came to operating it because I wanted to make sure that I was safe. I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. Um, and thus far, I haven't hit anything yet. So it was definitely a new space for me. So I think when it comes to being nervous, I believe that was like the only part that I was like, yeah, I got to be careful. But so far, I've been pretty good. So hopefully, I
So,
don't have any accidents soon.
what? So when you start getting your drone, what kind of drone filters have you shot when you start doing that, and then what made you when you start posting the footage that you made on YouTube? What
Well, you said like what made me start doing that?
I mean, what kind of arrow shot that you made to put on your channel, and then what makes you what makes you like start your channel? What what what
So
some like what did somebody tell you to like did somebody ask you to do your start your channel? Is- or was it was that your idea? You want to start your own channel?
it was pretty much my idea. Like I said, before, you go to these different parks, you go to different landscapes, you're at the ocean. I mean, you're at the ocean, you're at the in the woods somewhere, and it's only so much that you can see. So when I started actually filming all of this, I was like, man, it kind of like brought like a vision, like, dang, like this is beautiful. And I felt like I wanted to share that experience with everybody else. And so when I did that, I said the only way that I could see myself sharing that was to create a YouTube page.
Mhm.
Um, and so basically, taking a step back, actually, when I started doing my YouTube page, it was not a drone video. I actually started doing like sleep videos, right? So basically, I will find somewhere very scenic, very very serene, somewhere calm. And like, for example, I think one of my first videos I did was like I had a video of like the stream. I was at a park. I was at the stream, and then you can literally like hear like the water flowing and everything like that. It was very calm and relaxing. So I recorded that, and that was like maybe like a 2 to 3 hour video. And I know a lot of people enjoy going to sleep and being calm and being able to study. So that was like my first video on my YouTube channel. So doing that, I started kind of just being in nature was like a different environment for me. It was different, and I love being there. I love my peace and quiet. So and then slowly it progressed and evolved into me actually flying a drone. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this on my channel while I have it.
So, who was the first content creator that you look up to start doing drones? Did you actually find like a YouTube creator who actually started doing drones, or
No, it was no one specifically. I think it was just seeing different videos of like I think about it like this, right? So when I want to calm and relax, or like I'm in a certain type of mood, I like something that's very scenic. Something I can look on a TV and just be like, oh man, that's beautiful. And when I seen that other people were doing it, it was no one specific, but I was like, man, I could do the same exact thing, and I could bring my vision to life just like they're bringing their vision or whatever. So that's kind of like, it was no specific person that I saw. The only thing that I did was just kind of it was people I looked at like, okay, how to do this, how to do that, but it was no specific person that really like influenced me on doing so.
so when you doing your YouTube your videos? You ever like sit down and you ever you ever watch your videos over and learn what you messed up or do
Oh
you just
yeah.
keep going with?
Definitely. So when I edit my videos, right? Um, I look at it in the sense of everything has to have a good flow, right? So it's parts where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna cut that part out because I may have made that turn too tight or too fast, and it may throw the whole video off. Or it could be something like where I may not like the lighting of where everything was. Like the lighting could have been off, and it could be like uh, impeding the view of the camera or something like that. So I do it several times to see, okay, like if I'm looking at this, I don't want anyone else to have that experience. I want everybody to see it in a sense like it's just telling the story, right? And that's basically how I do. So I critique everything to the T. Like, you know what, I'm going to cut that part out, and it may be a good part, but it just does not flow well. So sometimes I said I have to cut them out, and then the video gets shorter, of course. But I'd rather have a short quality video than just a long video of just a bunch of ups and downs and going and hitting trees, whatever the case is. So yeah, so I definitely review it several times before I post it.
Do you ever before you do your video, do you ever write down what you going? Do you write down what you gonna post before you go live? I mean, do you like write down what you gonna do it? I mean, do you write down what you gonna post?
Like when I'm going to post or where I'm going
Yeah,
to post.
like where you gonna post? Like when you
Um, what I try to do is it's not anything is always planned because outside of this I have a job and I have other things that I tend to. So what I try to do is like when I have my free time, I
Mhm.
try to look up certain parks and then in certain parks or where can I go. Like for example, I have like and I think about it, I have several videos. Like for example, I went to Helen, Georgia. Maybe like I want to say like 3 or 4 months ago,
Mhm.
and I did some videos out there. I just didn't post them yet, but I haven't had time to thoroughly go through and edit it the way I want to.
Mhm.
So I typically I'll shoot something like even like today. I was going to go today, and I was going to do some shooting, but the weather, if you look at the weather now, it's kind of gloomy out. It's not lit like it was earlier. Like the clouds are starting to come up, so it's kind of like what, I'm going to wait till another day to do it.
Mhm.
So typically, man, I try to plan it when I have free time when my schedule is available, but that's kind of hard sometimes. So, but today would have actually been a good day.
Well, how often do you fly your drone? Like how often you fly your drone and take shots and stuff, and then when you get done with this with your taking the shots and everything, do you put like do you just do you have like a edit? I know you say you got to edit
Hmm.
video thing, but do you actually like put it up straight up, or do you just like you just make sure it's a make sure the video is right before you put it up?
Yeah, before I do anything, I try to make sure this is right. I don't want to ever put out anything that I feel like I've just thrown together. Like I'm gonna give you a prime example. I was working on editing a video uh maybe a couple nights ago, right? And it was it was difficult, not in the sense of editing the video, but I had to look at it like, okay, what am I really trying to show here, and how am I trying to show it? So some things take time, not because because anybody can they can go out there and record something, right? They can record a video, they can get these shots of like the birds and the mountains and stuff like that, and easily just throw it up there. But that's not how I do my work. I would rather have quality work if I'm going to post something because I feel like that's just kind of like a display of my expertise. And it's something, and another thing too, is something that I'm still learning. It's a lot of things that I just don't know at all. You understand what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
like
Right,
it's
right.
a big learning curve. Even when it comes to editing, even when it comes to like flying stuff like that. So there's a lot of things I'm still learning. There's a lot of things that I still have to. I don't think we ever can like perfect anything, but it's still a lot that I have to learn about what it is that I'm doing. And when and going back to what you were saying, like how often do I fly? So I usually say about maybe once or twice a week. And the thing about what I do is a lot of times when I'm flying, I'm not flying necessarily to record something,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I'm flying because I'm trying to learn how to operate my device better. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm looking, okay, how can I uh, do certain angles? How can I do certain transitions? How can I do certain maneuvers in a way that it would be more engaging than before? So I'm always looking to kind of like get better. And even when it comes down to because when you edit, of course, you have to add audio to it as well. So I look at, okay, not only do I have a visual of what's going on, but how can I engage people along with like the music that might fall behind that? Because look, you can have something right if you're out in the woods, right? You're not gonna play no rock and roll music behind that. It's just not gonna fit.
Mm-hmm.
So that also takes time as well.
Do you? do over oh, most overs on your channel?
You said say it again?
Do you do voiceovers on your channel where you actually you actually flying the drone? Do you do voiceovers on your channel on your when you do your flying in your
No,
video?
no, I don't do voiceovers.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
say
I just do the music, man. I
it.
yeah, I'm just not really. I ain't get doing the voiceover, but yeah, I just do the music for now. Maybe later on I may add something to it. It's probably not in my plans, but yeah, I don't do any voiceover, man. I try to keep it very uh straight to the point.
Do you like? Do you have a certain music that you play when you do your flyover? Do you, is it like one song that you play over the flyover, or you just put a different song
It's different song.
at different places? Because when I saw your video, 'cause I saw one video that you had one like when you flew over was Atlanta. I mean Piedmont Park, and you was it was it was beautiful, but it was like one when you flying it, it was like you actually like mix one of the songs in at one
Yeah,
part. So you
yeah. So sometimes it depend on the length of the video. If it's another song that would kind of like fit along with that, then I'll throw it in there too, right? So if I have a video that's um I don't want to always loop the audio,
right.
but sometimes if I have let's say I have a 5 minute video and the song only lasts for like let's say 2.5 minutes, like that other
Mhm.
2.5 minutes, I'll probably find say, hey, if I can find another song that can kind of be just as engaging as the first song, then I'll do so. So it all depends. So typically I don't like to loop the songs. Not saying I would never do it, but I like to kind of like find out, what else is on there because they have millions and thousands of songs on there, so
So when you go to these places, do you like sit that? Do you sit like in the car before you go? You sit in the car before and think this gonna be a good. You tell yourself like this gonna be a good live. I mean, a good video, or this gonna be a good video for your channel. Or do you, and we actually get out of the car. You have a particular space. I'm sorry, a particular spot for you to fly the drone until they come back.
yeah. So I try to just park somewhere where wherever I'm positioned, I like to be able to find a good open area um where I can get some good scenes at, right? So typically if I'm trying to think of like an example. So typically because like the drone will probably go about I want to say about maybe about a mile or so, maybe a little more than a mile.
Mhm.
So it is really helpful because if I'm in a position right on one side of the park, it's easy to kind of like fly to the other side of the park with no issues. And sometimes it's longer than a mile. It could be almost like 2 miles. I really forget what the numbers are.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really matter where I park, but typically I already know the park itself. So sometimes it's not anything that's new to me. So what I'll do is like, let's say I get to a park, right? The first thing I'll do is I'll drive around the park, right? So
Mhm.
once I drive around the park, I look and it's like, okay, this is a good area to get. Then I go to the other side, like this is a good area to get. So I kind of try to piece everything together. I kind of map it out. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna park here. I'm gonna do this side. And then I'm gonna park here. I'm gonna do that side. Because what also happens too is like if you get too far out of range, then your video will stop, and then your drone will come back to you. And then you want to make sure that if you're gonna do a shoot, make sure you have a good amount of range on your drone. So yeah, so typically what I do, yeah, I try to map everything out before I get there, and then I say, hey, you know what? I always say it's gonna be a good shoot. The only thing that changes is if the weather changes or if it's too windy or something like that, then that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm probably not gonna have a good shoot. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just bring it in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just leave.
So do you ever check you check the weather before you go out doing the drone shot? You did make sure
Yeah.
the proper weather.
Yeah, so what happens is I'll check the weather on how it's gonna be. But I think just with that, like everything just changes sometimes, man. Like sometimes they may say, hey, it's not gonna rain today, and then you start feeling like raindrops, and you're like, okay, I know these people just said it wasn't gonna rain. And now I'm getting raindrops. So I was like, man, I said I need to be in a new profession and be a weatherman or meteorologist if that's the case. If they can get it wrong, you know.
But do you what do you love? Do you love doing it? Do you love doing it?
I love it, man.
Be honest. I'm not putting you on the hot seat. Do you love be doing what you're doing right now?
I love it. Listen, I love what I do so much that, like I said, I'm going to get my pilot license. That's currently what I'm studying to get now. That way, so like in the future, if I'm gonna do professional shots and I'm gonna do professional videos and stuff like that, even it could be like for different companies, whatever the case is, then I have something under my belt that shows that okay, I've taken the necessary steps to be validated. So I love what I do, man. If I could do it full time, I would do it. I would quit my job yesterday.
So I was going to you just took the question out of my mouth. If you weren't doing YouTube, you still be doing drone, but if you weren't doing YouTube, if you weren't doing YouTube, you have another backup plan. If you weren't doing this,
You mean outside of drones?
if you weren't doing YouTube, posting videos about drone, do you have a backup plan? You have second like a second backup plan if the YouTube doesn't work.
I mean, outside of that, and then are you talking about like so far as like any other hobbies, or you just talking about
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
so far? Like,
yeah, yes.
I
If you
don't
want
know,
to do
man.
it,
You know, I
yeah,
kind of want to say if I didn't, right? If I didn't
yeah,
do drone videos, I think I probably would try to possibly do like maybe like workout videos, something like that.
that could be your first video. You know what? That could be your first 10 videos for your channel first before you decide you want to do that. But oh, well, that's a good question for me. Um, would you like to be? Well, for some reason, this question coming to me. Do you see yourself flying a helicopter and if like for the news or anything and like doing drone shots, you want to see yourself like in the news media or an actual helicopter? They don't have nothing on it. Do you want to see yourself like have
No,
you have your pilot and the drone shots up there?
no, I don't see that because I feel like if I need to be in a helicopter to get some shots, man, I don't need to be there. I think that's. Well, listen, I think that's the beauty of it. Now they may have done that like years ago, right? Where they have to get certain shots. They got to be in a helicopter and fly
Yeah,
around here and there.
right.
But the convenience of having a small thing that you can pretty much hold in the palm of your hand to basically do the flying for you, and it's a hell of a lot safer. Then I think that's probably going to be the best route. So I'm not being in no helicopter, man. To answer your question, it ain't happening.
You're not scared of heights, aren't you?
You know, I can be. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Like, no, I don't feel like I need to be up there unless I extremely like.
Right,
If I
right.
had to, if I have to be somewhere, I will be there. But I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm good, man. I think it's a lot. It's a lot going on, man. Even with the airlines and stuff falling out of the sky, I'm good right now.
So, you love what you're doing and posting the video and stuff. Uh, I will definitely gonna help you out, sharing you out, because I'm gonna get you up here. One get some more people. But let me go ahead and get you out of here. I know you want to get you in for 30 minutes. Um, what kind of advice you want to get to the people who want to start doing drone shots and be a professional, be an officer, all that good stuff? What you want to get to what you want to show the young people how to start their YouTube channel about drone shots, drones?
Well, I'll just say this: if it's, I would advise like do something that you love doing first and foremost. Don't do anything just for the money. Do it because you love it. And I'll advise someone like if you want to start doing something like this, I would advise just start from the basics, right? So when I first started, I bought a cheaper drone, right? Because I wanted to be able to learn how to maneuver, learn how to get certain shots, and if something was to happen, let's say for example it hit a tree, whatever the case is, it's not a big loss. So I always advise that if you're gonna do something, make sure you do something you love. Start small, and then work your way up to doing it. And don't do it for revenue. It's for me, it's relaxing. It's I find enjoyment in doing it. And I just look to evolve from where I am now. I'm looking to learn more. I'm looking to possibly put other people on once I get where I need to get. So I always just advise everyone just to love what you're doing. Start small, and if it's now, don't get me wrong. Now, money comes along with it. Because I know people that they do this full time, and they love what they do, but now they're getting paid for what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'll say on that.
What the at the video offer? What the pros and cons being doing that flying that for? What the longest? What that one? Two questions. One is what the pros and cons being flying a drone,
Mhm.
and then the second one, what the what the toughest thing being of doing it in the
I would say the pros and the cons, right?
yeah.
The pros is for me is something that I love doing. It's an escape for me, right? Now, when it comes to the cons, you have to consider um, where you're doing it at, because you always like when I do shoot, sometimes people are spectating while I'm doing something, and you may be flying, right? And this little kid might say, "Oh, can I fly?" You're in the middle of flying, like you're trying to focus, so that can kind of
Mhm.
be a con. Um, Let me see. I mean, it's not a whole lot of cons when it comes to it. And just make sure. I mean, I think the con is, sometimes depending on the drone you have, you may not have a lot of battery life. So it's not really many cons actually, man. That's probably like the only thing, like just being you, because like when you do anything, right? If you do
Mhm.
something that you love, you like to be kind of like laser focused on what you're doing. But then, like I said, you might have somebody walk up and ask you questions while you're flying, like you like, I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing. But I understand, people just walk up, they see you doing something, they don't know that you're shooting a video, or they don't know that you're they don't know what you're doing. They just think you're just doing this for leisure, just flying around to be flying around. But sometimes I'll be in my zone and people ask me questions and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, but I get it though.
Okay, Sirius is one of my mods, and give her your YouTube channel so she can actually find it and she can drop it for you. So give Sirius S Virgo of Jordan your YouTube channel.
Okay, okay, yeah. So like I said, my YouTube channel is Lucid Visions 86. And what did you ask for? I'm sorry.
I said shoot that for you. What the name come from? Like what the name come from, and then what did and you were you trying to make sure nobody else had it? So what the name come from?
So the name comes from, so lucid is something like very bright. It's like a elaborate sense of something bright and spectacular, right? And the vision is pretty much like my vision, right? So it's kind of like in the sense you want to say like bright visions. And of course, 86 falls in my birth year. You know what I mean? So that's where that came from, because I had to come up with I had to add a little piece to it, because someone else actually has lucid visions as their name, which I didn't know. But once you start trying to find your YouTube channel, that's what comes up. But yeah, that's basically how I got that name. I wanted something that was gonna be like unique and different, something else outside of like the norm. But apparently somebody else thought the same thing. So.
So you went over to that. Did you look on their channel and see what kind of bios do they have, and were you kind of concerned that you may steal their name on their YouTube channel?
Hold on one second, Jarrett. So I had to turn this light on, man. It got a little dark.
Yeah,
So yeah, see how it gets dark real fast? It's the same thing. So basically, they had different content. It was something I can't even remember what it was, but it wasn't what I was doing. So they were doing something completely different.
So with the let me go ahead and get you out here real quick. With the I know you said the poll was good, but if we can find if they can find it, the oh yeah, when you doing your drone shots,
Mhm.
did the police ever ask you questions about what you were doing?
Not at all, man.
Is this right? Is this right, Rashad? Is this right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one. Did he ever ask you like what you doing here? Do you ever tell the officer that, hey, I'm a YouTube channel, I'm a YouTube content creator, I'm doing videos, and I like to I would like to be here making videos. Do you ever like get stopped by the police?
No, I mean, when I see them, they'll just ask, like, what is it? Because a lot
Yeah.
of officers, if it's like an older officer, somebody, they may not know exactly what it is, and I just tell them what I'm doing, and they're fine with it. They're kind of more like fascinated with, okay, well, what is this thing in the air? And it's like, I didn't know they could do all that, and like they ask questions like, how far can it go, and everything like that. But I think it's also fascinating too, is because with myself being a law enforcement, uh, drones are actually kind of like a convenience. If we have to find somebody, then and we can't locate anyone, then we will get a drone and actually like fly it out and locate where that suspect is. So it's fascinating to that extent as well.
Well, that could help out the police. That could help the police. That could help out the police. But most of the time, I've seen people that always get in trouble about flying over certain things. When they said there's no flight, no flying zone, you ever get caught doing that? Over.
So typically, like before I go anywhere, I always will call ahead of time, and see if it's okay. Because some areas they may have a no-fly zone, because you have to consider too, it's like, am I flying over people? And typically I don't like to fly over people, because like if anything was to happen, anything was to malfunction, and let's say that thing fall out of the sky and hit somebody in the head, then you're held liable for that. So I don't like to really fly over people. I typically just like to fly like over trees or something like that, or over certain landscapes. And that's one of the things that you learn getting your pilot license, about these different zones of where you can and where you cannot fly. Even like where I am, I stayed near the Air Force base, and you can't fly over that way, because of the fact that, for one, it's the drone is considered like a non-pilot piloted aircraft. Even as small as it is, you aren't really permitted to fly in certain areas. So if I try to turn on and fly it, it's not going to work, because of the signal and everything else that's transmitted. so it's not going to always work.
Do you ever get some places you have to get permission to fly over the air base? You get to call the air base and say, "Hey, I'm going to fly over the Air Force
Well,
base."
no, I'm not going to even call. I'm not even going to even ask that because I already know the answer. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I know what the answer's going to be. So I don't even bother even asking. But I understand why it's in place. It's not just because they're just saying no, but it's also has to do with like their safety. You
Okay,
know, so even if it's a small aircraft, like so one of the things that I learned as I was studying is that even a small aircraft can be dangerous. It may not seem like it because of course it's something, you know, very small, but that could easily throw off the trajectory of like a plane or something like that. They may think it's a bird. I don't know what it is, but it can throw people off. So I prefer just to kind of like stay out of those no-fly zones, and I don't even bother even asking.
Do you sit down flying, or you stand up flying them?
It depends. Most of the time, I stand because anytime I'm flying, I always like to see where it's going. Because I remember one time, right, I was flying, and I was actually at home, and I was sitting down. I was actually like my back patio, and I flew, and it was like my first, I think like my first day getting it, right. And I flew. I forgot how far I was, but whatever it was, I think it was like a zone where I don't know, like the signal was bad or something like that, and it just completely like the screen just went blank, right? So the screen went blank, and I'm like, oh my god! I said, I just got this thing, and I threw my hands up, but the good benefit of the one that I have, so I have a DJI Mini 3, right? And it has a feature that if it ever loses signal, it'll return back to where the home point is. So it came all the way back. So I'm sitting there, you know, moping. I'm walking inside the house, and next thing you know, I hear like this drone. I hear something coming, and it just swoops down. I'm like, thank God. so yeah, that was a good part about it though.
So how many drones do you have now? Do you have, is it just that owned by itself, or you own multiple drones?
Right now I have 3. Um, and the other 2 I've had before this one, before the one I have now, so they weren't as high quality. Like the first one I got was just like a drone to kind of get familiar with how to maneuver and how to fly it. And then the second one was kind of like a step up from that one to where I started just kind of like utilizing the camera. Not really, I wasn't really doing shoots, but I was just looking at, you know, the camera angles and also looking at, okay, how's the quality of this camera on this drone. And then the third one that I got last year it's very high quality in comparison to the first 2.
And then and you said uh, how much did you spend on the drone? Like I know you over $1,000, but what like there's like different prices of the drone. You have to save money to buy these things. I mean, I see them a lot on the news, but actually in person, I'm like how much actually in like you spend to save to get like the
To
max
get like a decent one,
yeah.
I would say if you're gonna get a decent one to where you actually want to shoot video, like I think mine came up to be like $800 some when I got it. And they go up from 800 up until like it's another one I'm looking at that's about $2,300. So they go up in price, but you know, as you go up in the price, you go up in like quality as well, because you get more of even though you're spending $2,300, but then again, you have more of a cinematic quality at the like movie quality. You know what I'm saying? And not just camera phone quality and everything like that. So that's the good thing about it. And I always thought, I was like, man, you know what I say? I said I would never spend that kind of money on a drone. But now once you see like the contrast between one and the other, then you see, okay, I see why people pay this kind of money for it. So it all just depends on, you know, what you're trying to do with it. So if you're just flying it to fly it, I don't advise you to get something, you know, expensive, you know. But if you want to shoot videos or whatever, then you probably want to get something at least, and you can get them, and you can get them pretty cheap. You can get them as low as maybe $300. You get a decent one.
Do you
But
do you have a drone that actually like record video and then send to you automatic to the like when you out with the drone making the video and stuff?
Mhm.
Do you have a a SD card for that drone to put on your computer to put your video the video on your computer and upload it or before
Yeah,
you send it to
so how it is, right? So the drone has a micro SD card slot in the back of it,
Mhm.
and after you know you finish your video, whatever. Once I finish, I can, for one, I can download the video to my phone automatically.
Okay.
I can download to my phone.
Okay.
And then so once it's on SD card, then that's when I can put it inside my tablet or my computer, and everything from the video is uploaded on there. And then that's when I kind of go through and start to edit and find out, okay, what shots do I want to take out and everything like this. So it's really easy.
So how you know if your drone if your SD card is completely full and like it's time to bring it in and start record and start putting everything up on the
It'll let you know.
board.
It'll let you know. It'll let you know if you're running out of space beforehand. So if you do have one, I always like to have more than one on hand, just in case I run into this kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it also helps too, is like when you do video shoots or you're out there and recording the videos that you're not going to use, I usually just delete them if I'm not going to use them.
Do you know it's a bad do you know if it's gonna be a bad video before you post it on your channel? Do you know it's gonna be a bad video?
Yeah, I'll look at it. And it, like I said, if I feel like it's a bad video, I'm not going to post it.
So the longest video. So the longest video have you posted? What the longest video have you posted from the drone?
I can't think off the top of my head. I know it's no more than 4 or 5 minutes. You know, because the amount of time that I spent out there flying it, opposed to what's actually on the page, is completely different. Like I may spend about an hour out there, but when you see the video, you probably only see an hour condensed into like 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Cause you don't like record the whole thing. You did cut
No,
down the majority.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't. I don't record the whole thing. So like I said, you know, I spend out there. I'm out there for like an hour, and then I condense it based on how I want it to look. So I
yeah.
could be out there for an hour, and I can have a
Okay.
video condensed about 3 or 4 minutes, because
Okay.
a lot of stuff that I'm cutting out that I don't want in there.
You don't want the boring spots. You don't want the boring parts in there. You just want to see the one that's you just want to see the thing they people want to actually see, not just want the
Right, yeah, because if you see me like flying behind like a some trees and you can't see anything, or you may
right.
have a shot of like a trash can, nobody wants to see that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it all depends on what. So basically, what it is, like you're kind of like scanning the park or wherever you are. You're kind of getting like different angles. You're really just flying, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
flying and you're looking around in a sense. And once you look around, you of course you have everything on video, but when you edit it, a lot of that stuff you're gonna chop out, so it's kind of irrelevant to have in there.
So after you get done, like I say, after you get done with your drone shot, it take you how long for a 5 minute video? How long for you edit it? What did it take like?
Mm, it doesn't necessarily take long. I think if I was to shoot a video and I was gonna get home and I was gonna start editing right then and there, it probably won't take more than, if I'm consistent with it, it wouldn't take more than an hour.
Yeah. No. So okay. So did you did you take notes when you up doing the videos? Do you take notes do you take notes when you flying, and do you take notes when you actually see what you actually post on your video on your channel?
Yeah. So when I'm flying, I usually take notes, as in exactly like where I am, right? So I'll take note of, like, I'll lock in, like if I'm doing like a certain capture, a certain scene, then I'll mentally take a note as to where that was, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a good scene or whatever. So I'll have that locked in my head, and then when I'm doing my editing, what I do sometimes I write down my timestamps on what I'm gonna keep, what I'm not gonna keep. So I usually do it that way.
All right, that note, man. I appreciate you coming up here, take some time off. I know you got. Do you have a matter of fact? Do you have like a time schedule for your flying, or you just go out? You just go out and do like, hey,
Man, my
go
schedule
out,
all over the place,
go out and
man.
do
So
have a fun first.
I mean, typically if I do it, I'm gonna do it on the weekends. And typically if I do it, I also like to do it um when it's bright and sunny.
Do you do it in the morning? Do you do it in the morning or in the afternoons?
So typically, like, I would say in more like the morning time, at like after sunrise, when everything is pretty much exposed. Because if you wait until it's dark, it's going to be harder to have those visuals that you want to give, right? So typically, I try to do it like in the early day. I'm up early in the morning.
So when I know it's 24, so you have since it's gonna be 24 and the day go longer, will you gonna have more time to make videos for what you're doing now? So since it'll be 24 on March 9th, you gonna have a longer. Well, you gonna have a longer video, or you gonna stick with your schedule?
Hey man, I just do whatever works. Yeah, if it's available, if I have time to do it, then I do it. I think earlier is always better. Yeah, so typically like early in the morning is always better. I try to get in and get out. I don't like to linger too long, but yeah, typically early in the morning is best.
So it'd be like what six? What like 7 to what? Like 7 to 11. What the?
I would say I say about like 9, 10 o'clock. You know, just to be on the safe side, I used to try to say like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I always like to wait until like the sun is like completely like up in the air, or up in the sky, I should say, before I do that.
Okay. All right. If anybody have any questions for Rashad about drones or anything, let me know. Let him know. So I put your name up on the screen, and as we finish up this conversation, um, you got any more? You got any final remarks before we leave? You got any more final remarks or comments?
Oh no, man. You know, I just appreciate you, man, reaching out to me and just doing this, man. I ain't seen you in a long time, bro. So it was just good to see you, and good to kind of get this information out there, and you know, I mean, shoot, if it impacts somebody, if they want to get into it, man, you know, definitely put my information there. Even if y'all want to just follow me on Facebook or whatever, my name is Rashad.
Give everybody your information so they can follow you around, and then Sarah can drop it for you. So go ahead and give your everything that people want to know about you.
I got you, man. So yeah, my Facebook is Rashad Eberhardt. It's gonna be a tough spell, so it's gonna be Rashad Rashad. Last name is gonna be Eberhardt, so it's gonna be E B as in boy, Erhar, D as in dog, T as in Tom. I have to do it all the time, man. My last name is like you ain't gonna find no like it.
I couldn't get that name right because every time I put it in my claim y'all like I have to send it to him first, but I'm like, boy, you saying it wrong.
Man, you got my first name wrong, man. So I said, man, let me correct this dude, man, because they're gonna have it wrong.
But it's great, man. I'm glad it's been a long time. And matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get Miss Jackie up here because I know I'm trying to get Miss Jackie on up here for an interview.
Okay.
And is that right? Make sure she found it right.
That's right. That's right.
Make sure you found it right. So, but, you know, I'm like, oh. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best. I did try to ask Michelle, but she didn't have a YouTube channel. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up here, showing some love on my channel. I would love to have you up in my channel very soon, and hang out with me for a while. If you like to come on my big channel, just hang out for a while, for an hour and a half. If you're not too busy, and just hang with me. So, but yeah, I'm
No
glad.
problem, man. Anytime, man. Just let me know.
All right, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I love you, man. You like my big brother to me, and I'll
Man, you
definitely.
big bro, man.
But
All
yeah,
right, bro. Love you,
thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it now.
Hey, all right. See you later.
All right, take care.
Uh, yeah, that was my boy Rashad, man. It was great to have him. It's been a while. It's been about shit. Yeah, it's gonna be It's been like 19 years, y'all. It's been like 19 years since I had seen him since being my coworker at Clover, and I was like, okay, and and that kind of stuff. Too low, and it was great. It was good to see him doing do a drone shot. Now, if you want to contact, I mean, if you want to see his YouTube channel, um, he I made doing drone shots, so I will have him up here very soon, again soon, and again. So the next interview is not till Tuesday evening at 5 o'clock with Andale Homestead. Andale Homestead on Tuesday, February 25th at 5 o'clock before birthday. So that'll be on Tuesday. Big brown girl Bella on the 27th. Will I'm trying to see if I can get her up here. If she can confirm for her interview on the 27th. If not, I'm it's gonna be blank. So I'm gonna try I'm gonna go ahead and send her a link, the link to her, and the on the first of March, 1st of March. I'm on the bit channel will be a new segment. I'm gonna have one of my longtime friends from church. We're gonna have a cooking segment for him to show all the current all the show all the current the food he's making. So I'm gonna have a new segment. I'm gonna try and see if we can do it every other weekend instead of like every weekend. So it will not. I will repeat. It will not be on StreamYard. It will be on YouTube app, but it will still be good. You're gonna talk about food with so it's gonna be amazing. So March 1st, 6 p.m. That's Saturday, by the way. That's Saturday night, by the way. So that'll be good. And then on the 8th, I actually moved the that interview to the 15th because my niece and nephews are coming over on the 8th that weekend. So I moved that interview with Gigi Homestead to the 15th. So I'm gonna let her know what's going down, what's going on. So I'll see y'all on Tuesday the 25th. On Tuesday the 25th, and it's gonna be fun. So tune in for that for their homestead. And I know. I know. Yep. That's what we're gonna bring. We're gonna bring a new thing on the bitch show. So hold on, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. But I see y'all Tuesday on this channel. 5 o'clock. And Monday, I'll be back Monday morning. So on the bitch channel. So tune in Monday morning, 10:15, 6 p.m. And then on the yeah. By the way, since going forward, the night interview will be at 8 o'clock. The main channel will be at 8 o'clock for the night live. So 10:15 in the morning, and then 8 o'clock for the night live on after March 9th. So let y'all know what's going down. So going forward, it'll be 8 o'clock for the night live. So all right, I see y'all later. I see y'all Monday morning, Brian Lurley on the big channel, and for Tuesday for and their homestead on this channel. All right, I love y'all. Let's get this to matter of fact, let's get this to 300. Let's get this to 300, and we sure get the big channel to 2K. So I would love to see that to 2K coming. We're gonna work hard to get that channel, both channels up there. So let's do this. I see y'all Monday. Finally, I love y'all. Keep winning my playlist, keep winning playlists, and all that good stuff. All right, love y'all. I'm gone.
In your sleep or maybe in the streets, you will never know, so you better be ready. Are you ready? Y'all should be ready now. Are you ready? Y'all should be ready now. Are you ready? Y'all should be ready now. Are you ready? Y'all should be ready now.
What would you do, dog, if you got that knock at the door and it was God like?
In your sleep or maybe in the streets, you will never know, so you better be ready.